Hey everybody, welcome. We're going to kick off the week here with an Ikoria draft in the traditional style, which is best of three. Going to try a little best of three. I've actually been kind of crushing the best of one queues, and it's hard to say I've been struggling in best of three. I actually haven't been playing it that much. Just a lot of 2-1s. Haven't really 3-0'd much here, but don't have a huge sample size yet or anything. And we're going to give this a try thanks to chat's voting. I've been talking to chat, might do a remaster of Ikoria to reduce the efficacy of the cycling deck a little bit and then use that as our Friday Gauntlet draft. If you like that idea, you could let me know in the YouTube comments and maybe show up, try and show up live here, sorry, this is my old times, 9 a.m. Pacific here live, and think if we like the idea, maybe after, towards the end of the day on one of these days, we'll work on a remaster, maybe on Wednesday or something. But anyway, also looking to have, I'm going to do a special episode of LR with Marshall Sutcliffe this week, limited resources. I'm going to do just a bonus episode, not replacing Luis this week or anything, but I really feel like I have a lot to talk about on the arena economy and how to approach it now in a way that I think will be more helpful to people. So I kind of want to do a holistic, top to bottom, start to finish. This is the place to go if you want to understand how to approach the free-to-play economy on arena from a limited standpoint. So I'm going to look to do that show with Marshall this week. Maybe try to get him on later. Anyway, lots of fun stuff happening this week. And then the big one, though, tomorrow, I'll make this a separate video of it. I'm going to do my normal thing in the morning tomorrow, but then tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to be drafting against quite the gauntlet of top streamers. I'm going to be drafting against Mike Sigrist, Lord Tupperware, the Ham TV, Deathsy, Boxy, and Kenji, Numat the Nummy, and Just Lolaman. So this is a stacked lineup of excellent players, excellent streamers. You know, they say in poker, table selection is quite important. And if I were to do some table selection in my drafting, I wouldn't sit at this table because this table is like a bunch of people that are better than me. But we're going to do our best. Table selection isn't everything, and sometimes you select the table to learn something and have some fun. So we're going to do that tomorrow. Maybe we'll pull out a victory anyway. So that's what we're going to go for tomorrow. And when speaking of selection, if you want the best selection of magical cards for your tabletop game, you're going to go to cardkingdom.com. They are my favorite retailer. They have everything I need anytime. Like the one, here's the one thing they didn't have for me for a while. Then they finally had it and sold it to me. But like for a couple years, I could not get a foil copy of Harmonize. Like I wanted a foil Planar Chaos copy of Harmonize for my cube because I have a tricked out cube. And you'd think like people would be like, why don't you have a foil Harmonize? Like you have all this other foil stuff. It's like, I don't know. Sometimes they just don't. So for like a long time, I could not get a foil Harmonize, but I used their feature. They have a wish list feature. So if they don't have, in the rare occasion that you're looking for something very narrow and they don't have it, you can tell them to ping you when they do have it. And so I asked them to ping me when they had a near mint foil copy of Harmonize from Planar Chaos in stock. It finally happened. I got the email. I jumped on it. It was mine. So even when they couldn't take care of my very specific need on that day, and even though they didn't get it for a while, when they did, because of their system, I was able to get it right away. I really appreciate that. And now my cube has a foil Harmonize. Thank you, Card Kingdom. And check them out via my affiliate link down below in the panels. If you click on the Card Kingdom logo there, it'll take you right to them from here. And that all lets them know this whole system is working, right? Win, 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 etc. Let's see what we can do on the win, 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 winning of a draft front. Jump in, switch views, and wait for the queue to fill here. So where I'm at with cycling is that I am again going to value like Fox, Snare Tactician, and Zenith Flare over just about everything. And then if none of those are available, we actually can take a reasonable look at the pack and decide what we want to do. We have the favored rare cycling land. We could take playable gems there. It's a really bad pack. There's an Essence Scatter that I like, and Easy Prey is good. I might just go with Easy Prey. black is a very strong color in the format if you're not doing the red-white cycling thing, and it has cycling too, so if they pass us payoffs for this, we can still get into it. Yeah, sorry, Bubba. If people pass me payoffs, we're absolutely going to take cycling. I am here to win, not here to give you a wide variety of what's going on in the form. I'm here to win, so the best of my ability, and that's going to be backing into cycling if we can, if it seems open. Yeah, Easy Prey maybe not even better than Deadweight, and maybe even this is a better cycling pick. But I think this, if you're in black, you're going to play this and be generally happy. Skull Prophet, I don't like pick 1 with a double color requirement. All right, here's where we can take a Blood Curdle. I don't even think of Savai Thundermane as being a high on my list of cycling payoffs, even though it's kind of the signpost uncommon. I guess Zenith Flare is like the signpost uncommons, but yeah, pack 1, pick 1 Triumph would have been fine too. What's the best deck after cycling? Probably some form of Sultai Mutate, but also I think Black-White Humans is excellent. I mean, you know, this is the fact that this is like 7th on my list of payoffs for cycling is why the cycling deck is busted. I'm not saying Thundermane is bad. I'm saying it's not the top priority. Like, it's not even one of the amazing payoffs. But I'm going to take Blood Curdle. Both, you know, frankly, if I was offline, I'd probably take the Thundermane. So maybe I am doing a little bit of streaming here, because I think I would take the Thundermane if I wasn't streaming. But man, we have been playing a lot of the cycling decks, so I'll see if we can get us somewhere else today. Media takes the blue uncommon, which is also totally justifiable. I went with the color matching, but and the good removal, but you would not be off base to take that blue uncommon either, for sure. Weaponize is interesting. If we ended up in black red cycling, we might try and wheel that. I like a Boot Nipper as just a safe on color play. Yeah, we could take I think Whisper Squad hopefully wheels. If it doesn't, I don't think we want to be there. Yeah, we can try Weaponize and see if the squad wheels and see if this is a fun build around. If it gets there, we can work it. If not, we can let it go. Here we have another of the blue mutate uncommon that Media would have taken 2 picks ago. We could try to get in on that. We have a healer and a memory leak cycle 1 and a healer cycle 1. So a couple cycle 1s here. Keen Sight Mentor for the Black-White Humans, possibly. No, cycle doesn't seem wide open. Cycle 1 is great, but it's not a reason to move into the deck. And healer is good, but not a reason to move into the deck. Let's take the card that in the most abstract is the most powerful here. And yeah, memory leak could be a fine pick, but I don't even know we're black yet. Let's take this under the idea that we may be wide open here. Although this is now between Howlbonder and Deadweight. Maybe we are back in black. Prickly Marmoset is a strong payoff for cycling. So there's Marmoset Hedge. Unbreakable Bond is really good in the format. Mike likes it a lot. If we take this, you can cycle your big dudes and then reanimate them. I'm growing on Deadweight in the format because it's so good against cycling. Yeah, we can take the Bond. This is fun. Does a lot of stuff, but Deadweight gets dead many of the cycling things you need dead. It's very good, but we can take the uncommon. Back for More goes right along with the Unbreakable Bond. We could head into green-black, Back for More. There's a Fertilid here that I wouldn't mind. We've got the cycling deck showing signs of openness. But let's I I know it's going to kill me. We're going to pass a second marmoset, and now the cycling deck's going to be wide open, and it's going to hurt me. But we have a fun start here going, so let's take back for more and see if we can't be Reanimator. If we get a pick 8 flare, we're moving in. Here's a sandworm, but also a ram through. Suggests we're doing the right thing. I mean, there's a pacifism here for the for that deck. Worm is exactly what we want between these two things, but ram through is removal. What do you think? Well, which one, Mike? Because this is more synergistic, but we're way more likely to get these later. We're at pack 1. We're going to get a few of these probably. Ram is removal that we can't count on just getting whenever we want. I know the deck wants 3 worms, but the deck really wants some removal. So I'm going to take the removal that's harder to get, and we'll risk it. We can even take a Vantasaur here to both cut. I don't think we want to back for more or Unbreakable Bond it, but you could. We could also just take a bug, though. I guess we should take a bug. I see, and this is where it's really hard, right? Yeah, there's some. We'd love a leech in this deck, I think, but not there. I'm going to take the bug, but I'm going to do it while observing how difficult it is to help contain the cycling deck when you're being pressed on completely reasonable playable 2-drops versus, you know, taking a cycling 1 to gack from cycling. And I'm already regretting like not being in the cycling deck. We've got a Divine Arrow here. Volpkeet, we wanted it. The Deadeye comes back around, but so did the Whisper Squad. Are we there? We're not really doing the weaponized thing. I think we just want the Deadeye. We thought we might be doing Whisper Squad shenanigans with weaponized, but that hasn't really come together. Ram through, showing up here, at least says we're listening to the table, right? I mean, and Boot Nipper coming back is fantastic. So we're in the right place-ish. I'm going to be happy about that. You can take a Wilt. Oh, wow, this is interesting. This would have helped that weaponized plan. Another Wilt, but this is best of 3. Yeah, I can adjust my stuff here while... Oh, sorry, I missed that. Ooh, let's take... Ooh, we have Godzilla, which is the ultimate for Unbreakable Bond. And back for more. So we're going to take Godzilla. It might wheel, like, Boneyard Lurker is great. If you could promise me this Godzilla wheels, then I take Boneyard Lurker. But Godzilla, which is Titanoth Rex, is really exactly what we're trying to do here. This is unlikely to wheel. It has sometimes, and the table seems to be pretty off green, so maybe. But I don't want to miss out on this. It's exactly what we've set up to do. I'm even passing Blood Curdle and over it, you know. So sad on what we have to pass to take that, but I'm not going to not take that. The availability of ram throughs is making me wish I had taken that worm now, but we didn't know that at the time. We can't really cast Ruinous Ultimatum. We could take a Memory Leak, which is fine in the deck and helps cut the cycling ones. Hemiphage is fine. I kind of see this as a 3/3 Death Touch for 4 more than anything, but it's okay. Yeah, and look at this reflection, right? Yeah, we could do Bastion, but I don't think this is a Bastion deck. This is not really what we're trying to do. Like, I like moving in on the reanimation plan a little bit, since we have 2 good reanimators and maybe we can pick up more. You really want a Bastion here? I mean, I guess we could. I just don't see it. I'm taking the Ram, sorry. With Nipper, I want to get more Nippers and more Rams. Fertilid seems good here. Fox is, this is where I'm it's killing me. It's killing me. I mean, if we'd forced it, we'd be fine. We'd have an excellent cycling deck. Yeah, we might wheel the Fertilid. We could take the Fox. Yeah, it's true. It's pick 3. It's not. No, I'm going to pick for my deck. I'm not going to. It's wrong to hate draft. We're going to set good examples. We're going to lose to a cycling deck, but set a good set a good example. We're trying. Harvester's good, right? Harvester's great. We're happy about Harvester. I'm not, Nantuko. Show me the hate draft and then get on my case. We made a choice early, and now this is what happens. D. No, there was a legit pivot point where we could have taken a cycling card and didn't, and it was a legit pick. So I love it. D, though, you just come in here to gripe because last week you came in here and said, "Why are you forcing cycling?" And now you come in here and say, "Why are you not forcing cycling?" Why don't you get your head together? We're going to take Greater Sandworm. This is, well, we can take Farfinder too, but this whole theory of us seeing Sandworms later is running out of steam. We're pack 2, pick 5, and, I mean, I could take this. I really do want this. I'm going to take the Sandworm. I don't want to miss out on these. This is a deck-based choice and not a power-based choice. Another Fertilid seems all right. Because cycling 1 is good in general, and it's a way you can help reduce the efficacy of the cycling deck in general. Yeah, we could take the Bug. We're not really splashing yet, so I do like the Bug here. I mean, we might splash for the... I would splash for Archie here, but another Bug is fine. I think we might even wheel that Fertilid. This is also a reasonable mutate target, but I don't love it. Pacifism is splashable and strong. We could take another Bug and just be all bugged out. Yeah, maybe it's another Deadeye. I like filling out our 2s though. Corpse Churn. I saw the Leech and got excited because I do want a Leech in here, but I think Corpse Churn is more where we're at. Gives us more tools to dump something to get out with an unbreakable bond or back for more. But first Leech is a thing we would want to get back. I think I'm going to go with... Yeah, both of these go late, though. I'll take first Leech, but Corpse Churn is appealing. I'm going to take a Suffocating Fumes here. It's a fine main deckable and also helps control the cycling deck on some level if they have the 1 toughness token maker. For the board, or perhaps the main deck, we'll see. I guess Spinnerets is playable. Removal. Playable interaction, I should say. It's not really removal. Cycling 1 and a checkpoint officer. Like, it's... Yeah. Here we go. Ah! We try, but I'm taking Night Squad Commando. Yeah, the Serpent was a reasonable pick, but I think I would rather find castable stuff. Oh, maybe we can do this even. What are we doing early that we care about? Oh, we'd have to get rid of coil bugs. Ooh, we have a lot early. Ooh, we have a lot. But we could still take it and play it. It's not bad as a 5/4. But what are we losing? What are we taking if we don't take that? I guess we take it because there's nothing else here but like a Night Squad Commando or a Mentor. So yeah, a 5/4, even draw 1 would be fine. Like if this is a gorilla, like what's the M20 common gorilla? You could do worse. It's even better than that because that gorilla is on death, right? Deadweight, again, it's not amazing, but I still think it's a good card, a solid card that especially helps control some of the decks we really dislike. Although Fire Prophecy is where it's at because it can kill the stupid snare tactician. We could take the Fire Prophecy and look to splash a little red. We have the Fertilid. We might end up with another Titan's Nest. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the Deadweight. I think maybe I didn't read that nest. I didn't quite grok that nest fast enough to make a decision on it. I'm gonna take Grim Dancer here, though. Maybe the nest was the correct pick and I just missed it, but I couldn't quite process it in time. Dancer's good though, right? Naturalist. Are we a Naturalist deck or do we want another easy prey? Naturalist on 2 lets us ramp out Kruga. Some of our 6s. Mutate our Harvester faster. What do you think? Easy prey or Naturalist ramp? You want a Whisper Squad, huh? Yeah, I think Naturalist number 1 over Easy Prey number 2 is where we're going to be at here. This deck is too good, folks. Look at this. And we're going to take a Corpse Churn. I mean, what are we supposed to do? I'm not taking any of these. I'm just going to be sad about it. Might take this. Here's another Corpse Churn, though. Thank you, Draco. I can't do it, Sunset. Can't do it. Take the Thornwood here. I'm going to take Thornwood. I don't need another Corpse Churn. We've got playables. Excavation Mole is good for that, too. Sorry, I'm passing the destructions you want. No. Somebody gets the nuts cycling deck that should have been us. It's not. Survivor's Bond. I don't know what kind of humans we have. We have some, right? Yeah, we can take a Survivor's Bond. We're also churning. Here's that mutual destruction you wanted. We'll take this one. Well, D, and this is what it's going to be, though. I mean, this is what this set is now. It's, oh, do we get a... We got a leech, so I'm going to go with Memory Leak. Yeah, but stop screaming and get used to it, D, because that's what this format is going to be. You're going to either take the cycling deck or be in a lot of pain when it passes you by. Corpse Churn came back. That's cool. Well, we got cuts to make and stuff. Lot to cut, lot to cut, lot to cut. I don't know if we want that many bugs. Probably just one churn, one prey for the main. No wilt in the main. Probably don't need a mammoth in this deck. This is going to be more of a 5. These are kind of 2s. Yeah, Menace Bonder's not great here. You're right. Hard to cast. Doesn't do much. I think we can start the Fumes in the board. Close. Getting close. And we have a Mutual Destruction. That's fair. We can cut all the easy preys until we see we have a lot of targets for them. Night Squad. Oh, Night Squad Commando. We don't need it, I guess. Let's see. What's our human count? I don't want to play this Bond unless our human count is there. So let's look at Bond and then check our humans. We got a Naturalist. We got the Commando. Grim Dancer is a Nightmare. Deadeye is a human. But that's it. So if we cut, especially if we cut the Commando, we cut the Bond. So we probably cut the Bond. Easy Prey isn't better than Deadweight because there are legit... first, it's 1 mana as opposed to 2. Second, it can actually reduce, say, a really oppressive 3/4 into a 1/2 that you can manage. Some 4/4 flyers are going to beat you. You can make it a 2/2. You know, it's like... It just has more utility than Easy Prey as a spell to cast. Of course, Easy Prey has the cycling, but... what do we say? Yeah, so I think we cut that. And then we can cut the Commando. And then we're down. Now let's see what this looks like. 1410. Get out of your way here, too. See, and like we were talking about how we were going to get all these sandworms. We got one, and only because I took it over some ostensibly better stuff. Yeah, I guess Mike sums it up nicely. Deadweight can interact well on a lot of creatures above 2 CMC. Maybe we could cut a ram through. It's not like we have a bunch of early power punches. The Nipper turns the ram into a nutso card, but... Honey Mammoth over Archie. No, I think we like the splash. We got a Fertilid and a Thornwood Falls. We throw in 1 island, we get an easy splash of a very powerful card. Yeah, Media, it was my first ram through, right? Or maybe second? Come on. You're not being intellectually honest with your results-oriented arguments. Bug number 2. I don't want to cut bug number 2, I don't think. Trouble is, we had, like, you want to bring in a 6-drop that can only be cast as a 6-drop. We've got 2 of those already in Blitz, Leech, and Archie. So you're suggesting, basically, either that we could use even more 6s, or that it's better than one of these 2. And I'm leaning that it's not either. That it's neither better than those 2, nor that we need more 6s. Memory Leak, though, is castable and pretty good. Again, as someone pointed out, it's a good memory flare, Zenith Flare, anti-Zenith Flare tech, and I'm so depressed about this draft. It would have been one of the better cycling decks I've had. You don't want. I don't want to cut a creature though. I think I'm gonna go with this. Hey, look, we're oh, maybe I don't have the right land base. 7, 13, 14. Oh no, we do. Okay, I'm gonna go with this. We'll just try this. Cutting a ram through for now. And we are gonna Cycles of Despair. And I want. Oh, stop that. I hate that. It goes a different way than I think it will. So now I gotta figure out what I just accidentally cut. Godzilla. I'm gonna go with Theros basics today. Since I was given the choice. Let me know if you have any other bling stuff. Bling redeemers, speak up now, please. Boingo Boingo meme, sure. Science. I know Fenner's not wrong saying cycling was tricky this draft because it got better as the draft went on. I truly believe that in our seat, unless we were forcing it, there was no reason to go into cycling pack 1. You could have. There was one choice where we could have started taking like that healer. Yeah, I mean, the first handful of picks, it wasn't there. I don't know how hard are you supposed to push it given how good the payoff is when you get there is the fundamental question. And Drake, what do you want on the sleeves? Basic. So you just want the magic back? Is that what you mean? I haven't got it set up yet, everyone. But look, I got a cool new toy that's going to hopefully... Want to see my new toy? I'm going to show you my new toy real quick here. I'm tired of Streamlabs messing up all my memes, so I'm trying an actual hardware solution of this thing, and we'll see how that goes once I get it set up. So like in a few months. Fumes, what's the fumes? Fumes on the deck box. Oh yeah, Thundermane we could have moved in. That was the time, right, Haj? If taken Thundermane pick 2, we would have been in. And it would have been amazing. You want to set the over under, Razor? Razor says I'm off on a few months. Set the over under on when I have this set up and operational. I could pull it. Months? Mama says 7 months. 7 what? 4th of July as the over under line. I will take the under. You'll see. I'm excited about this one. I see my reputation is well earned. All right, let's get in here. Chill. Look, Mama, you got chilled twice. Here, was there other stuff here? Look.
There are some who call me Tim.
I'm a little boy, you are a little girl, once upon a time.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Okay, I think that's literally all of them. Oh, wait. I'm not going to do Mostly Dead because we're not actually playing a game, but there you go. I think I had to have gotten everybody now because that's like all of them. Okay, we're just going to lose 2 straight to killer cycling decks. Watch. Well, that's not a hand. We can keep this, though. And we have Coilbug Mutual. We have Ram Through. But it doesn't really... I guess we get rid of this. Corpse Churn might find us action. I find it interesting that y'all wanted to ditch Corpse Churn when we had a 6 mana 7/7 in a color we didn't have yet. Like, I don't know. This seemed pretty clear to me. Mostly fine.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
I told you, we're just going to lose 2 cycling decks. It's the only proper punishment for missing the cycling deck. In which case, if we lose fast, I'm going to jump back on and force cycling somewhere. Well, I'm going to send... This is how important this thing is. Gotta kill it any way you can. We'll get this back eventually anyway, right? Heck, we can get it back with Corpse Churn. Yeah, it was the one we mold Tron. I thought for a second we were ramming with Boot Nipper too. I might have even mentioned it, which maybe put it in your head, but I had Boot Nipper in my head too. So, Forest, and we could Corpse Churn, but we do have Deadeye at the end of their turn. It won't be for much value. It just ends up being a flash 4/2 though. So... yeah, let's pass. I think I'm going to churn if they don't give us something useful. Like, I don't want to use Deadeye yet if I can help it. Although now with that around, I think we go ahead and bring in the Deadeye so that we can ram that through. Although, I don't even know if that's the important cycling card. But we have to progress our game forward here. Harvester we can't cast yet. I don't love the open mana, but again, we're up against the best archetype in the format, and our path to victory is to get them before they get settled and really start to work their angles, and the Stinger is certainly one of them, so we're going to try it here. And then we have Corpse Churn at the end of their turn anyway. If this fails, though, like if they remove the Deadeye out from under us, we're probably dead. I'm just taking the chance, though. We have to try and kill this player. Haj wanted to churn first. I like saving the churn till the end of their turn, Haj. And then if they do kill the Deadeye, it becomes some... Like, if they do get the Deadeye as a response here, it's something we can get back with Corpse Churn. That's true, it has Flash, and I forget that. Mutual Destruction has Flash when you have something with Flash. Good call. Bailout Bailey reminds me of what my cards say. That's always good. Let's see if they want to trade for this Deadeye. With the Corpse Churn, I'm willing to offer. Well, it's not even necessarily a tricky interaction. It's just one that doesn't come up often, so I forget about it, right? I mean, it's pretty simple. If you have a permanent with Flash, it has Flash. It's just that it's a pretty rare, for me anyway, set of circumstances in the format. But good job reading Bailout. You bailed us out indeed. Ideally, we mutate this Harvester and just kind of get them before they can cycle us out. And I am going to go ahead and Corpse Churn here. Oh yeah, Deadeye's a human. That's a good point. Never mind. So we'll Corpse Churn and at least get the Coil Bug back for a future mutate. I forgot the human clause. In all the movies I've seen, humans mutate. But I guess not in Godzilla movies. Huh, they're checking our graveyard. Do they have another counterspell and they're thinking about whether they want to? Well, probably just want to leave. We could actually bring back the Sandworm to cycle it, but I'd rather bring back the Coil Bug to cast, possibly use Destruction with, or possibly mutate upon. Oh, Cardboard Live, yes, it... Oh, maybe it does. Let's see. What does it say in? I can restart it. We'll find out. Found our splash. Drop our bug. Unfortunately, with only one black, we do not have the Mutual Destruction up in this case. I am going to do it and just do... I'm not even going to offer the Deadeye, because now I think we can start harvesting. I don't want to offer this trade anymore. I mean, maybe they still do. Yeah, maybe it's okay. Yeah, never mind. I'll attack. It's fine. I'll take this trade. If they want to take this trade, we still Coil Bug, kill the other one, and I like where we end up. We do just want to trade off for these payoffs for the cycling deck. Yeah, Mike's right. And I did. I offered and they took it, and I feel good about it. And I like getting the Coil Bug back anyway, because we do want to mutate onto it if we can here. 4 mana, carefully tapped. Oh, I think they were trying to mutate and failed, but it's actually going to be good for them. Yeah, I'm not worried about the flash with Destruction, because we have a Coil Bug to get back anyway. Yep, and Harvester is a 4/6, wins combat versus a Cloud Piercer anyway. Interesting attack, because we have the block and bring back on it, but we're at 18 and about to mutate onto it, so we just take this. East would take the trade, really? I don't know if Mike means take the trade or take the damage. I'm taking the damage. What are you worried about 6 land for? The mutate is 5, if that's what you're worried about. And are we racing or not? I'm gonna race. You want the blocker for a piercer, but we attack first. I'm gonna attack here. Yeah, that's true. Trading and playing is very similar. You're not wrong, but we didn't have the we didn't have the 6th land when I made that call. Haj doesn't like this attack. Maybe I'm being ballsy against the cycling deck here. But we need our life total high, Haj, but we need their life total low, or just lose to their eventual Zenith Flare or whatever. I don't see waiting to lose to the cycling deck. I think you have to take it to them when you have any kind of possible advantage. That's another point, Hat, but all of you talking about hard casting Harvester are talking about it as though you knew we had a land on top, and we did not. Uh-oh, 4 mana. Just don't want to get our Harvester exiled. But we can't beat the Zenith deck, is the thing. So, like, if we can, if we find our discard spell, but we can't, like, Zenith is just classically the thing we are absolutely not playing around because we can't realistically beat unless we happen to draw. Oh, we have a 7/7 in our yard. And remember, this is an instant. We could do it now, I suppose, before they draw. Because I'm worried about. Yeah, we can do upkeep back from war. Is where we should do it. That's the proper play against possible counter magic. Before they draw, but after they start their turn. Again, we gotta move. I'm on move it. Oh man, were they tapped out of blue? Were they at blue? Oh, I can't remember if they had blue up or not. Maybe we should have. I can't remember. Maybe we should have played around that. If they didn't have blue up, we made a mistake. If they had it up, then okay, we were never getting it. All right, let's see if we get this one. Hey, Jag. Hang in there, buddy. Hope you're all right. I imagine you're a little bit tired? Yeah, they're thinking on cycling now, right? They can't really do... we could send in the Harvester and destruct the Cloud Piercer. They had windows to use that would have saved huge damage. If they just drew it, fine. But this is a cycling deck. I expect pauses are just their cycling. But if they have the Blade Banish, they just drew it. Yeah, I think we mutually destruct now the Cloud Piercer and leave the... Well, which do you like leaving the 4? Both of these are lethal. This one has the ability, if we draw Mutate, though, we can get a... Oh, yeah, freeze up the bug. Good point. Yeah, we can do that. That's a good reason to choose Harvester. Yeah, I think we have some Mutate. We have the Archipelagor. It's saying Chittering Harvester, but I don't know why. Maybe this, yeah, we don't actually have any more than that, but we do have the Harvester and the Archie. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Well, we still have it next turn. Like, I guess if we draw, like, yeah, there's no draw that makes me regret the land play, right? What does it matter, though? What is the difference between playing the swamp and not playing the swamp? Well, let's go Death Touch. Could go Lifelink, I suppose, but if they come up with something big, I want to. I'm less worried about our life and more worried about making sure that if they come up with something bigger, the Boot Nipper still has a job. So I know it's tempting to want to get our life above 6, but it doesn't really matter here. I mean, another Zenith, again, I'm not going to play around another Zenith. We got to play to them potentially adding something impressive to the board. This is in my graveyard, right? Okay, just making sure. Because if it's my graveyard, I don't want to do anything until the end of their turn. If it's in my hand, obviously I want to cast it. Well, weirdish game 1 here, and we've got to somehow beat the Zenith Flare cycling deck in 3. But they're maybe flooding out a bit. We'll take it. See if we can't get in for 4 and drop a 3rd lethal threat. If they come up with removal for one of these, we still drop lethal. Yeah, did it not get there, or did they not draft it right? I'm never sure. Let's see. Could we lose? We could lose to White Pump, I suppose, so we'll block. And our 2 crackbacks are both lethal. And we can bring it back anyway. All right, took 1 off of the... Well, we have some debate about how good of a cycling deck it is. It certainly has some excellent payoffs, but whether or not the foundations of our opponent's build are strong remain to be seen. I want to remind ourselves of what we know about it. So kind of clunkier on the cycling side, although they, of course, have the double stinger. Easy prey, yeah, should come in for those stingers. Dead weight. What is dead weight doing for us? The easy prey isn't. I guess dead weight and easy prey are doing similar things. Definitely want the leak. This is tough. I mean, another ram for what? Like, I'm bringing in stuff. Like, I practically don't even want to bring in multiple easy preys. Do we cut the mutual destruction? Yeah, we take the leech out, but that kills some 2-drops as well. And honey mammoth. I don't like this card. Gaining 4, whatever. Yeah, this is kind of still what we're doing. I'm going to keep this in. Really? I cut the blue 7. I don't think it's good enough. I really don't like this card. I can't. Everybody seems to like this so much more than me. But all right, we'll try it. But it's the recursion that makes me not like it. Like, why do you play recursion when you can cycle an 11-11 and a 7-7? We'll keep this, though. But you don't do both. You can't do all of that. At some point, you're done with your top end. Right. I mean, if you're out of big dudes that are not cyclers, sure, Croaker, but I just don't understand why you would ever do it over, like a mammoth, like the 7-7 cycle 2. I can't fathom playing a 6-6 for 6, gain 2, gain 4 over the cycler. Yeah, prey time for sure. Is this an instant? It is. They're showing counter spells. Yeah, let's just do it now to be safe. Rescuer is interesting. They're gonna have a turn with that. Oh, we didn't bring in the cycle minus. If we come to game 3, I'll do that though. Yeah, that's true. We could find a dead weight. Let's go looking. We're gonna do this anyway, right? Hey, who gets the prize? That was Sunset. Sunset with a called shot. All right, now we need a land, and then we can have Deadeye available at the end step, which I would do given Karuga around the corner looking to give us cards for the trouble. Memory leak. We could hold until, because you know they're saving that Zenith. Trouble is we need land. This is so critical in beating Zenith, though. Mike, I was thinking of holding this until the Zenith is more likely. I want them to build towards the Zenith and then take it out of their hand later. So I am gonna hold. We're just gonna pass. Right. Well, okay, so Mike wants to leak now, presumably to try and win the game before the Zenith is an issue. I'm electing to wait to try and have an answer under the presumption that eventually it will be an issue. Wow, look at what we got boarded against us. Except, I don't think this hurts us. Maybe Oppo brought this in or is just running it because of they need, but I don't think this actually does what they think it does. It doesn't stop our reanimation anyway. Even it doesn't stop the bug, because none of it is being cast from the graveyard. They're being activated from the graveyard or being targeted in the graveyard. Sorry. Anyway, let's just draw a land. There we go. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. And now maybe they even send the magistrate into us, and we can Deadeye block. Cool. We get to block and eat the magistrate if they dare attack. And then we get to ram through the Wolverine after that. Oh, they're reconsidering. They know we have the Deadeye from game 1, so smart of them. But we're still going to cast. They get to pat themselves on the back for having not walked into this, but we are still going to cast it because I want to be able to potentially ram through next turn. Or potentially even Karuga, just 5-4 draw a card is fine. Yeah, we could do that right now. Doing that would allow us to potentially mutate onto Karuga, but I just like ram through and attack. Could be Divine Arrow. We'll make him have that. So we're in this spot again. If we go for the leak now, we're under 50% that they have the Zenith Flare. Well, Penguin, I don't care if they, like, I've been holding this because I intend to use it later for Zenith Flare. But this isn't an instant. Wait till they draw? What do you mean? I'm going to keep waiting. Yeah, this is ready. If they try to kill our Deadeye, we at least get to respond with Mutual Destruction. Stinger. Zenith Flare, you can't beat it in a long game against cycling. But you can with a memory leak. That's my thought. I'd happily take those things if it won me the game before I lost to a Zenith Flare. I also do, yeah, they're so clearly holding counter magic that it's like, what do we want to do? I might do the memory leak just to get him to use their obvious counterspell, because then it does clear these. because it's just obvious, and we can't really, like, if we can resolve these, I think we get them. I think we win if we can resolve these. So I am going to now not do the thing I've been doing, which is holding. But it's the obvious counterspell and the power in our hand that we want to get access to without being countered. So I'm going to do it. And here we'll get it convoluted and kind of hope that it's their last counter. Draco says Karuga draws now, but okay. Well, it's still good to see. With mutual destruction, we don't need to worry about the creatures. We just want the blade banish to not mess up our own creatures, and then destruction gets one, the other one trades, and then we're ahead. Oh, I don't have any hourglasses, so I had to make the choice. I wanted to think about it some more, but I was out of hourglasses, so I had to choose. That's true. We could have responded to the banish with our trick. So our mutual destruction. But yeah, I had to make a choice there. I was out of hourglasses. Better than not clicking at all. Rocket turned 10 yesterday, by the way. Happy birthday, Rocket. I wasn't ready to trade the Stinger there, I guess, is the bottom line. But I'm not guaranteeing that was correct, but in my head is like, no, I didn't want to. Yeah, I like the line that Taj is suggesting. Just get a 4/6, and then maybe we do want to attack and offer the Deadeye here and go 4/6 into Karuga and have mutual destruction. The other reason to not swing is to get a card off of this before we play Karuga. So we just do this too. Just draw the card. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna go harvest, no swing. I'm gonna be super greed. Because we still have the mutual destruction at flash speed. If we can keep both of these, we untap, and if we can resolve the Karuga, we draw 2 with a mutual destruction with flash up. Another poor person's payoff for the cycling deck that goes super late, but is still, you know, reasonably effective when it comes down to it. History shows again and again. I'm going to cycle it first, because if we draw the reanimation spell, we'll just do that. This means maybe we don't have destruction up, but I still like it. Blast Beat says this is greedy. All right. I don't know why cycling before doing the play I was going to do is greedy. Ah, yeah, no, I wouldn't have done it if we didn't have Karuga mana. Oh, you think that's what we want to do? We want to hard cast Godzilla? Yeah, I don't know if we were likely. I like what we did. We have time to get Godzilla back. Now we can't even offer the Deadeye, or it's just a trade. The Chittering Harvester also just a trade with this, but we would offer that, right? Yeah, so let's offer the Harvester. Some would wait. Wolverine's got to trade at some point. Yeah, we'll bug and destruction something else. I'm totally fine with this trade. Seriously, if they want to offer Wolverine for Harvester, that's good for us. We have Mutual Destruction Coil Bug. We have Boot Nipper on, you know. I think just continuing to clear the way for this, or leveraging our advantage that way, we're going to kill this. Like, it's a fine trade. And if we want, though, you know, if you don't think we should trade, we could trade Deadeye for it right now, but that seems silly, too. I think in best of 3, they should program it so you only have to face a cycling deck once. At most once. Yeah, we only have the big boy, but I even took that out. We don't have the blue. In fact, did I cut the blue creature without cutting the blue mana? I think so. Good way to go, Ryan. Good work. Yeah, mirror matches can be endless. That's fine. So another offer, but we don't want this trade because we actually want to try and attack with Karuga here. We're going to say no blocks and have the Boot Nipper on Death Touch plus Mutual Destruction and Coil Bug already. I don't want to trade there because I do want, like, this is my attacker. This is my plan. This is my game plan right now. And I will trade the Deadeye for either one of those. So we send in with everything. Yeah, they don't seem to have the density of Cycling 1 you want to see in a good Cycling deck, and they're playing some cards you just straight up don't want to play in a Cycling deck. But as I've said, like, the crappy Cycling deck just looks like a decent red-white limited deck. That's the crazy thing about it. Yeah, I'm not concerned about instant speed mutual. We'll just use the Coil Bug and it's fine. I mean, you say horrible. I think that's pretty strong, Media. It's suboptimal, but you can win games with it. I did. I have. So do we want to use this now? We no longer have it at instant speed. We just have to straight up decide. We could use Naturalist, but Coil Bug comes back, so we always just want to use the Coil Bug. And you know what? I'm going to say enter no. I'm going to say no, because if they send in the Serpent and we can offer the Nipper, then we get to mutually destruct the other thing that can trade for Karuga. So we're going to see if they want to offer the Serpent in our direction, because that's ideal. Ideal here is they send the Serpent, we trade for Nipper. Land isn't what we wanted to see. So now we are in a little bit of a spot, because if we can figure out how to get, like, we can trade this for one of these and this for for the other one, then we're left with a 1-3 against like a bunch of stuff we can't attack with anyway. So yeah, I don't see a big gain in like going for it here. I think we need to try and find answers off the top. Possible games is 9, yes, because you have 3 matches of best 2 of 3. So the most possible is 9. The fewest possible is 4. If you want to, if you go 0-2, 0-4, you can just drop. Yeah, I wouldn't mind drawing back to more. Back for more. Let's do that. Fertilid. Well, it'll thin our deck a bit. Downpour, I have enough gems to not care, but it's also not bad value if you are sure you're going to get 100% it. Here, let me offer you up a tool for figuring that out. Intrad Raptor. Our friend Raptor has made this spreadsheet that you can figure it out for yourself. All right, back to here. Can we attack yet? Still not really attacking. I'm gonna say no attacks, no business, but we'll Fertilid for thinning at the end of the turn. I think that's right. We do. It is another creature. We could just leave it out as a creature, but it's not doing anything unless we're really trying to go wide. So, are we so wide that we should not try to thin? I think no, we're not so wide. Well, not even necessarily for sure. I mean, if you think going wide is important, having 2 power while going wide could be additionally important. But we're gonna do it. I'm gonna let him think we have something. Good thing we thinned that deck of lands, right? So smart. We have 4 lands left now out of 17 cards. So, 13 cards. So that's why we're still pretty actually likely to draw lands here. Yeah, I wish there was a reason for the coil bug loop, though. Still don't have one. Yeah, we got things like 11... We got 9 drops and stuff. I don't see going to 16 in this deck. But now I don't see winning. Alright, alright, alright. Yeah, we gotta kill the tactician now. That's so sad, though, right? So sad. Well, if you have the mana and you are looking and you don't have the exact synergy you want, keep safe. Saving your premium creature-based cycling payoffs is totally legit. If they only have the one snare tactician, a keep safe in a sense gives you 2 snare tacticians. Now I just wish Oppo would kill us quickly. Now that we're up against a tactician. I'm gonna trade. Okay. The thing is, it doesn't even matter, folks. This is how good this card is. Like, it just invalidates your whole deck. Whoop-de-doo, we can get a 11/11 lifelink. I mean, it's not. 11/11 lifelink is nothing. It's nothing. We'll do it, but it's nothing. I love you hopeful folks. You're like, this is a bad cycling deck. This Oppo is not going to have cycling at all times. If I hadn't just beat this guy, I would understand my point. What is the fact that I, one, have anything to do with my point that this Godzilla isn't actually a card here? I'm not, if I'm sounding mad, I'm just being dramatic about the fact that you can, one can make an 11/11 lifelink trample and have it not matter because of a common. Hey, I hope I'm wrong. I hope all of you are right and Oppo is out of cycling. Let's hope that's the case. Don't want to trade Nipper for the Magistrate, so I'm going to say no attacks. They've only got 11. But we haven't seen the Zenith Flare yet, so keep that in mind. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the Zenith Flare right now. What? I can't believe this. I am in a state of shock and disbelief. That's funny. Hard cast. Let's see. Chump or bounce? Chump or bounce? Chump or bounce? Yeah, ram through would be cool. Ram through wins. Ram through! All right, here's what you all wanted. The mammoth. What did we put? What did I want? What do we take out for this? Yeah, no, this is good. 4 life here takes us out of zenith range. No, it was the hunt. It was the 7/7. Leech is still in, I think. Is the Leech still in? I think Leech is in. Yeah, back for more could get us out of this. No, I still don't love the honey mammoth. I'm not convinced yet. Archie's not in. Which is why I was joking. I was slamming myself for leaving the islands in, taking Archie out. 9 to them, 10 to us. I don't think we can deck them. I think they're gonna... Well, this probably is... What is this? Is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... They can't do double... Yeah, that's fair. We'll go like this. A little better this way. We're trying to kill both the Tapper and the 5/5. Is this Flare for the win? What are they doing? What did they just do? Is this trying to be a lethal Flare? I can't tell. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know what just happened there, but we'll take it. I guess they were out of, maybe they're out of cyclers. Maybe y'all were right and they just ran out of cyclers and that was a desperation effort? I don't know. Oh, you can throw my fake shock back at me, but any of you out there counting on the cycling deck to be out of cycling, you're dreaming. You're largely dreaming. You're largely dreaming. How is that humble pie? Give me something to be humble about. I just won, Nantuko. And I stand by my point. Anybody out there saying, "See, Ryan, you just play till they don't have cycling." That is not the way to live against cyclers. Happy for the win, though. Well, I try to help you with your internal rot there, Nantuko, but I can only do so much. If we can find another swamp, a turn 3 Grim Dancer wouldn't stink. I'll play a swamp here just in case. We'll drop a Coil Bug. Not a cycling opponent, it looks like. They are doing some obs on ramp. We got lucky, never punished, found our Grim Dancer mana. We could go Fertilid, but no, let's get this Grim Dancer on. And what do we want? Probably Menace Death Touch. Definitely Menace since we're attacking. And then the question is whether you want Lifelink or Death Touch. And I still think, you know, for the same reasons we don't value life gain too highly as a general course in Limited, I'm picking Death Touch. I want them, if they block this, to have to block with 2. Mm-hmm. Now, I might stay back to threaten blocking the Auricorn. We could also Memory Leak and see what they've got in hand. If we Fertilid and untap and find a mana, we can draw a lot off of Karuga right away. Yeah, I think Memory Leak to disrupt possible mutate is where we want to be, right? I'm going to do the Memory Leak now. Yeah. Get out. Best leak ever? Now the question is, do we even want, do we want to threaten to block, or do we want to offer to race? I guess we threaten to block still. Yeah. I even kind of want to offer the bug. If they have +1/+1 counter and lifelink, we would want the coil bug block. But we do want to mutate onto coil bug if we can soon. Oh yeah, that leak, the Zenith Flare leak was probably one better. You're right. I know it has Death Touch. That's true. I guess it doesn't matter. All right, we're just blocking. Nah, the Death Touch means it's not worth a double block. And here, this is interesting. We'll go, well, let's attack with the coil bug. Is it Roddy? No, that has nothing to do with results-oriented thinking, Swordsman. I wouldn't connect those two at all. Whenever you play against a cycling deck, you have to ask yourself how you're going to beat a Zenith Flare. They might not have it, but you still got to worry about it. Yeah, we're going to play... Anyway, Fertilid here. And if we find a land, we get some sweet mutating possibilities. Instead, we're going to attack and really maybe even double... We're certainly going to single activate Fertilid. Thing about double activating Fertilid is that it takes away it as a card draw for Karuga, so I think we'll just do 1 here. Ideally here, Oppo plays like one big creature. We find one land with the Fertilid. Well, let's see what they do with this Shore Shark. If they go Fertilid, I'm going to get 1 land. Oh, no, sorry, I was thinking it was Mutate, but it's not. Okay, so if they're not doing anything else, we're going to do our plan. They have 1, 2, 3 mana to disrupt with, so there's no guarantee this works, but we're going to try. We have the blue for Archie. And we could Archie here. But I like mutating the Harvester. If they kill something underneath, we still get the Harvester, and if they don't, we get the Shark. And we're not going to play this, though, and mutate onto the lid. We could upgrade the bug, but that thing dies and comes back. The Fertilid gets literally better. Bug gives more card draw. That's fair, Mike. My play won the game, though, to be fair. Just like Snap won the game. All right, what are we bringing in? Just looks like Sultai Mutate here. Well, 4-color Mutate. Really? All right, 4-color Mutate. What do we like for that? We're going to be wanting to maybe bring in the Ram through. Yeah, I don't know if there's any changes. Like, what are we changing? I don't see any good change here. Wilt. Anything to bring in Wilt for, I guess. I mean, there's one of these, but that's not Wilt worthy. Yeah, send it back. Yeah, let's see if we see anything that in a mutate base situation that we want to bring that in for, but I think we'd start by running it back. Got some cycling to do, and then hopefully we do some reanimation this game. That'd be sweet. All right, now we got cycling and excavation mole. So now my fear is that we're just going to cycle away our reanimation. And which one do we cycle? I guess we do Sandworm, because then maybe we cycle Godzilla at a point that actually puts the counter on something relevant, like the Deadeye or something. If we find one of our payoffs for reanimation, we can always cycle again. But here, let's just drop a mole. Chittering Harvester. Sandworm. Yeah, those are pretty big. Lost some stuff on our cycling there, but so be it. Gonna send in the mole, make him block. Dead. Now we can ram through, hopefully. What does this do? Gotcha. Well, we're gonna kill the thing. And I'll trade either of these for the Mentor. Probably cycling Godzilla. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're 2 off of a hard cast. Godzilla first. I mean, maybe we find a deadweight, I suppose. But yeah, we can just churn back the Godzilla. Great point. So I'm going to attack now, though. Oh yeah, I should have cycled to get an extra point through. I'll hold it now, though. Because this already has trample, so I was thinking I would wait till put it on something, but this already has the thing, so it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah. But I'm so intimidating that this is how we win games around here. No problem. All right. Hey, we got 2 wins. That's awesome. Now we're just playing for a nice profit. If we can get profit, nice. If not, okay. Really coming out of a traditional with a 2-for-1, 2-for-1 record. 2-for-1. 2-and-1 record is my baseline goal. Yeah. not looking great with 5 lands, but Fertilid on 3, get some more lands. We can flood out, and I think we keep it. This is obviously prone to flood. Luris deck too, not the best for in a flood situation. This card is so dumb. I hate companions. Guaranteed land with this keep. All right, actually, Leech is going to be okay here. If we can land this Fertilid, we'll see. Maybe they counter. Great, Aluris cycling deck in limited. Just what we wanted to see. At least they won't have snare tacticians. And of course we're drawing lands. Yeah, they all have pretty heavy costs, but like, man, the fact that you can play 3+ CMC spells goes a long way. Well, guess what we are bringing in out of the board? Sure, cycle 4 times for 1 mana, Bo Biddy. Leech could eat the fox, you would think. We're close. Do it now. This looks like a good cycling deck, which means it doesn't have counter spells, so I'm going to hold the Blood Curdle. Maybe it's not perfect, James, but I'm fine with a checkpoint officer, especially, keep in mind, James, they're playing Luris. They don't have snare tacticians. The number of snare tacticians a cycling deck has directly impacts the amount of stuff like this I consider suboptimal or not. If you don't have snares, checkpoint officer is great in the cycling deck. Well, we don't need to curdle the checkpoint officer. We have Leech for the checkpoint officer. I want him to spend some cycling here. Yeah, we're going to curdle the fox here because it's going to get out of range of being blockable by the Leech anyway. Oh, cool. Yeah, good point. I didn't read all of Leech. You all are smart. I don't read cards. And hopefully we're going to let them go ahead and cast their Luris and get back the Fox, and then we can at least Blitz Leech that. It depends. If we can flash in the Leech, if they play Luris and we can kill the Luris during combat, then they don't get to cast the Fox. Yeah, and right now, can't cast the Fox and Luris either, especially, and now with that land play, it's for sure. Oh, please attack. Will you do me the kindness of attacking with your officer? No, you won't? Okay. Maybe. We can't be... I've been saying this looks like a good cycling deck, which means it doesn't actually have counterspells. This is interesting, though. I don't know... Hey, I guess they're just rescuing the Lurrus with this. Makes sense. I've never not seen that before, but this is... I barely even noticed. But look, we got lucky. Never punished, right? I would have destructed it, actually. If we hadn't drawn this ram through, I would have mutually destructed it. Can we even... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can't churn and leech. Well, what do we want to churn for? Or maybe you're a little ahead of me, or behind me where I am. Anyway, I'm gonna ram now, and we have the leech. To attack with. Play this out. With Leech as a flash, our mutual destruction is turned on again, so that's cool as an instant anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there you go. So now we know what we're going to churn as well. Oh, wait. No, no, no. I want to target this. Thank you, Arena, for saving me from misclicks. Appreciate that. Hey, Bryce. Yeah, hard to know what makes us good or bad at a given format. I think I don't know why I've been so successful at Ikoria. I mean, recently understanding the nature of the cycling deck has helped me be successful in Ikoria, but I was having a lot of success before that, and I don't even know exactly why. Okay, so let's corpse churn now. We lost our one of our reanimators, but we can get the Blitz Leech. Which, yeah, I'm gonna do. They can't really play anything with 2 toughness now. But I'm gonna play this and try to get attacking. It's working for the moment. Really interesting to see this as a tool to save their creatures from removal. I've never thought of that before, but you know, I don't even know if it's correct or good, but it's interesting to see how they're using it. And I'm not going to use a dead weight on a Stinger that's now a 3/3, at least not right now. This card is amazing, and people don't draft it highly enough. Especially if you're a cycling deck, you need cheap plays that you do while you're finding your mana. Well, maybe an 11/11 trample will get there. It did last match against all Snare Tactician odds. But I also figure, my other figure is that a Lurrus deck is going to have a lot of ways to deal with big stuff via spells. So I'm kind of expecting our Godzilla to die via spell if it lives. More cheap removal, also good for the cycling deck. I mean, we're just landlords here. We can't win ripping land like this. Now we may be in a spot where we're even shrinking the stinger. I'm going to give it one more turn. Mike says wait it now. My concern, Mike, is they find another payoff that we can actually just kill. I guess we're at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yeah, I guess we're too low of a virtual thing. Yeah, I know, Column, but wait, what do you mean bounce? Yeah, I get it. I get they have escape protocol, but what do you want to do? Just stare at them as we die? That's what you're suggesting right now. I don't like stare at them till we die. I like try something and make them have it. Yeah, this makes ram through lethal, as Mike points out. Gotta remember that Godzilla, even pacified, turns ram through into quite the spell. Hopefully they're out of cycling. It can happen. The way this deck suffers is when it gets the land glut. Well, we're gonna play this. Yeah, that's a great point, Mike. If they did blink it, at least it shrinks it by 1. Trap does hit face. Sometimes the cycling deck is out of cycling, but you should never count on the cycling deck being out of cycling, which was my point in the last match. Cycle for the ram, I guess, is that, like, but we could legit win, like, we could actually build out our board and win, too. Especially if they are showing being out of cycling. You really want to give up on a 7/7 to cycle for one of our 2 ram? We even have one? How many do we have? One. We have 1 ram through left. So I don't love cycling a real threat for that chance. Yeah, sorry, our record is 2-0. Good call. I didn't get that updated. Our Oppo scooped really weirdly in the second match, so it kind of threw me. Hey, look, we're up against a good cycling deck. What do you know? I'm going to hate this format, I think, by the end of it, folks. I really do. Yeah, we can do a... I think I like another ram through a easy prey, though. Has got to come in. Fumes. Did we see... We didn't see the uncommon 3-1. I think we cut that. Maybe we just do 16. And Harvester's still good. These are effectively here. That's a real 6. This is a real 6. They do have Rescuer? I didn't see it. Bring in the fumes, though. Gotta have this memory leak. I'm gonna cut. Yeah, we can bring in 1 wilt, but we're starting to lose our... Getting a little thick here. Yeah, we can cut a bug. $27 seconds. Maybe we don't need mutual destruction since we're bringing all this other removal in. And it's going low on creatures. Yeah. 41. Time was running out. Not my finest moment, but... Well, I don't know, 16 land, 41 card, not perfect, but we're gonna hope for the best. Yeah, Now we can keep this. Can't cycle this yet, but we have Easy Prey and Dead Weight against the cycling deck, so I'm keeping. Against the Luris cycling deck. And we have Unbreakable Bond, so when we do find the green, we get this whole combo. Yeah, 4-2 doesn't attack well. That's a good call, Mike. We can consider that one next time. I didn't, Mabinap. What was your question? Unless it was Wilt for Pacifism, which we did put in. All right. Kind of like Dead Weight for Luris and Easy Prey for Foxy. Forest is a perfect draw. Not because we even want to use it right now. Well, it's not worse. All right, what do we do? Dang it. Like, Deadweight needs to hit Luris, but Deadweight needs to hit Rescuer, right? Ah! Yeah, I guess Nipper and Weight is the best thing to do, and I'm going to go Lifelink, actually, because it trades with everything in their deck already. Very interesting. I got to think about this. I mean, one of the problems with the cycling deck is that you do have like 5 or 6 hyper important threats, and this is a way to keep them safe. I'm going to play the Coil Bug now. I'm not going to attack into a Rescuer with our Nipper. I'm going to show them we are stuck on land. Maybe that will encourage them to push on the Luris plan. But I wouldn't be offering Nipper for Rescuer. I'd be offering Nipper for this, and I didn't want to do that. I think you're right, Jagsto. I think the red-white cycling deck is a blight on this format and a big mistake from R&D. Straight up. Frassi, we know they have a Luris. We cannot beat Luris getting back all of their 2-mana creatures, so we're saving a dead weight for that. We do have a card in the deck that will kill everything they have with 1 toughness, so in one sense, like letting them go wide on Rescuer, at least we have an out to that. But we don't really have an out to Luris besides killing it with our known capabilities. Yeah, Fiddles. Bots fixed Eldraine's mill problem. It wasn't a problem in paper, though. If it had been, bots would have fixed it. Did you see this draft, Jikerman? Go back and look at the VOD of this draft and wince in pain. But yeah, it's just gonna feel, this is gonna be the cycling format in our minds, I think 5 years from now, even more so than the companion format. It was wide open by the point that we could no longer be in it. We had a pack 1 pick 2 Thundermane Lion that we declined to take. We first picked Easy Prey and second picked Curdle over a cycling payoff and are now getting punished for that. Well, I'm going to offer the Coil Bug, although it is keeping back the 1/1s. But I'm going to offer. If they want to block, double block, that would be good. And if not, we can leave it back next time. Mike like holding. They're not going to send the rescuer. We take 2 from here, and it was a trade of 2 damage. That's fine. Thought I'd give him a chance. I have seen... Oh, Mike James is asking true. Nice combo right here. From this oppo, in our draft, we saw 2 in pack 3. We passed 2 Zenith Flares in pack 3. We're not dead yet. Let's find a forest and get this Godzilla cycled, and then we can try something. Well, to start, let's start there. Now with Blitz Leech... I mean, they can't recast Rescuer right away unless they have the planes. So... trouble is we're a couple turns away from Blitz Leeching. And they have the cycling ready to save the Rescuer anyway, almost certainly. I'm going to just pass. I think we're going to lose this match, though. What Oppo already has on board is a little too oppressive for us. Maybe the Godzilla ram-through plan has some merit. Yeah, I'm going to attack. There's no reason not to attack. This thing's dead. Like, yeah, they may kill it before we get the life. Fiddles is like, I think I dead weight. But what does that do? All that does is put their rescuer back on the battlefield in 2 turns. Like... Maybe the only way we win, though, is getting lucky. I mean, the argument for the Fiddles play is that maybe we find removal or whatever so that we survive in the meantime. Trouble is they might have cycling 1 here, in which case the rescuer is saved anyway. That's my real fear, but let's make him have it. I'll make him have it. All right, they don't have cycling 1. That's important to know, actually. Well, they have to pay to activate. Oh, yeah, great. So they didn't even have the save there. Awesome point. I don't play this card. This is the first time I've ever seen this card in play, so I failed to read it. Shocking. Hey, there's the Bond Worm, and we can even cycle to put a trample counter on it if we want. Let's start there. This at least tells them that their white mana, 2 of their mana is going to be busy every turn. Okay, 2 of their mana is going to be busy this turn. Just this turn. Wilt, wilt, wilt. How about... or Forest would have been okay. I think... Could Corpse Churn, but I think we want to just cycle first. And again, putting trampling on this means you could end up ramming with this to some positive effect. Damage to the face. Harvester is interesting, but we will Corpse Churn at the end of their turn. There's Lurrus, and that's okay if they don't have the white, they don't get any of this back. I mean, you get the stinger back. Kind of sucks that they get the stinger back, but we get to corpse churn. Oh, they're keeping up cycling for escape protocol anyway, so we're not going to get Lurrus successfully. No, they won't. They're going to keep Lurrus alive quite correctly. They didn't show... Now they have the 1-mana cycler too, so it's just not going to happen. Darn it. We'll still do this. And let's get back Godzilla. One, two, okay, we have 6. We could harvest, or they might cycle for value. They just won't though, right? Do I need to read Lurrus? Or does somebody else need to read Lurrus? Well, I guess this is their shields down, right? I mean, if they don't have cycling 1... Yeah, sorry, I was thinking about it wrong. The way it put it in their hand was making me misread it. So we got to go for it, right? No other choice? If they have cycling 1, they can save it, but if not, we have a chance in this game. It doesn't matter, Ember Bee. We have to try it no matter what. We have to. It's just the only hope. I said it was our only hope, but I guess it's not our only hope, because we could still draw... We could hardcast Godzilla and double ram for trample win. Yeah, we get to draw some. We'll be fine. This is going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. Why not tax them on their turn? I was thinking of it in terms of Lurrus's ability, but yeah, I could have done it on their upkeep. Should have... But it also gives them more mana at that point. No, that's right. We had to do it on our turn because the whole point was we were doing it while they only had 2 mana available. Because that was a spot where if they happened to not have a 1-mana cycler there, we would have got them. So... This draft looks okay. Wouldn't have been as good as the one we would have had if we had gone into cycling. I don't think so, Hat. I think you're wrong. Hat says our window was them cycling for greed and going shields down end of turn. I disagree. I think our window there was hoping they literally didn't have a cycle 1 in hand. That was the best. That was the best possibility. Because if we do your play, I mean, you're counting on them being bad. This doesn't seem like a bad player playing badly. And at that point, you're saying they're going to be silly enough to go shields down on their unbeatable card. I just don't think so. You just wait a phase. No, because then if they don't do anything, I mean, it's our turn. So if we pass priority at the end of our turn, then they... But upkeep, how does that help? But that's not what he was saying. That gives them that's the whole -2 problem. I mean, I know we're dead, but look. I want to be clear on that point, that we had to go for the leech and hope they didn't have a cycle 1. If we pass to the end of our turn, they've got 2 mana up. Hat's contention or Fiddles is Fiddles or Hat? I can't remember. Sorry now, but wait till the end of our turn. Then they get greedy and they activate, and then we get them. But if they don't, they untap, and then cycling 2 works. Okay, then it was Hat. Sorry, Fiddles. Hat, all you're doing is suggesting, hope they're a bad player, and if not, they get to untap, and cycle 2 now gets the job done. So you cannot wait for cycle 2 to also be in play for them. Let me claim this prize, and I'll take that question. Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, we lost to the best deck in the format, piloted well with some interesting innovation that I will keep in mind in my own future. Like, I still don't know if I'm on board with the splash of the blue blinker, but maybe, especially that it costs a mana. If it were free to blink, I think I would like it better, but costing a mana seems rough. All right, we'll leave the rest open another time. I'm going to go to Soapbox, though, and talk a little bit about the cycling deck and take some... I'm going to take some AMA on like the format and the cycling, and then we'll call this a video for YouTube. Won't take too long here. Jagsto says, what do you think were the biggest mistakes in regards to cycling in this format? Well, it's 2 simple things. There are too many high-quality payoffs, especially at Uncommon, and especially Snare Tactician. And there's too much cycling 1. It's those 2 things. I have talked about remastering this set using mtgadraft.herokuapp.com to upload a rarity shifted version of Ikoria in which Snare Tactician is an uncommon and Zenith Flare is a mythic. But there's a lot of little things you could make. I hear this one a lot, and I really disagree strongly. People saying cycling 1 cards should be 1 color, not 1 colorless. I disagree. You could do it on some, but the point of cycling 1 was to be sexy. The point of cycling 1 was to have cycling 1 be generic. The point of cycling 1 is that you can cycle it on turn 1 regardless of your mana and try to find your other mana. And the balancing act of it is, I think the discard one is really good, but a lot of the cycling 1 cards just aren't very good as a spell. And if you're also going to take away, so they're already bad as a spell, so cycling 1 is like what's really sexy about it. And I think if you made frost, 3 blue tap and freeze 2 creatures, if you turn that into cycle blue instead of cycle 1, I just think it, I mean, I don't even know why that card exists anymore. I don't know. You could do it. Yes, you could do it. Obviously, we've had cycling 1. I guess my main point about this common cry I hear to move the cycling 1 to cycling color is that it goes against what I think was the whole point of kind of offering that ability. So my issue is that they're just too plentiful. I would not switch them to cycling color. I would switch their rarity or just eliminate some of them entirely. And then but the big things I would do is either, like, if you let me change cards text, I would change Zenith Flare to be 1 red-white and 3 mana instead of 4 mana, but only target creatures. That would be fine. That would be a fine uncommon for the cycling deck. And Snare Tactician really just should be an uncommon, but if I can adjust Snare Tactician at common, it should have the same text that the token maker does at uncommon. I would like to see the Snare Tactician just say the first time you cycle each turn, tap a creature instead of tap any number of times that you cycle. And what else would I do? So yeah, I think that's all you need. Reduce some of the power of the payoffs. There's also just too many great uncommon payoffs. So like maybe take one of those uncommon payoffs and just kill it. Like take that dino enchantment and just kill it. Just get rid of it or whatever, you know? Mana activation on Snare Tactician is another way to control it. Yep. Marsh Looter. I think once per turn is a little more elegant since you've already put that on another card. How many rares and mythics are better than Zenith Flare? That's an incomplete question, Data Spot. You could ask a question like, how many rares or mythics would you take over a pack one, pick one Zenith Flare? If I've got, let's say I've got 13 cycling one cards in my red-white cycling deck, there is no card in the set that's better than Zenith Flare. Like none. There's no card in the set that's better than Zenith Flare. So that's, your answer is it depends. Croker asks, do you expect that play design just missed how dominant the cycling deck is? I would think that they wouldn't intend to create a strategy as powerful as cycling appears. Yeah, I think it's a mistake. I think they didn't see it. And if you, all right, raise your hand if when you read the set review or on the day that we were playing pre-release, we had a preview stream, raise your hand if you saw Broken Cycling Deck on day one of this format. Raise your hand. My hand's down. When did you see Broken Cycling Deck? Buckeye says saw it right away. See, I didn't. Part of it is that I didn't do a set review though. I mean, maybe if I had done a set review, I would have seen it. But my point is that as a community, so any of you out there saying I saw it, or okay, great, you're awesome. My point is, as a community, we didn't see it right away. As a community, it wasn't a Scourge on day 2. So when a Scourge appears after several weeks of play, it is a little bit more legitimate to think, oh, maybe R&D just didn't track this right. Maybe in the R&D drafts, they didn't prioritize cycle 1 drafting enough, or I don't know. But you can just do the math on it. If you do and I know R&D does their math, so I don't know why you couldn't count the number of good payoffs and do the math and see that the real problem with the deck is that it provides 11.5 great payoffs on average per draft. And if you want to go down to like Thundermane, Lion, and the Double Strike 3/2 as payoffs, it gets even more. Anyway, yeah, I just think it took a long. Like here's a good question. Did anybody in R&D ever run a 13 land white red cycling draft deck? I wonder if they did. Maybe nobody ever saw that. I mean, I had to learn it from others. So anyway, that's kind of what happens there. But it's just a fundamental math question that a math problem that I'm surprised they failed at. Because you simply do the math on the presence of the uncommons and common payoffs, and you just see that they're going to be rampant. Maybe they didn't think Snare Tactician was as good as it is. I don't know. Yeah, they don't get as much drafting in as you would think testing. They do a lot of sealed deck testing because that's the place where if you screw it up, it's not self-correcting. So certainly, maybe they put their effort into sealed, and then this draft thing slipped away a little bit. Anyway, if someone how about one more best of one game with this deck, and then I'll go off the air. Somebody challenge me. You have my name. Challenge me to a best of one. Any non-cycling deck. Show me your sweetest. Somebody challenge me with their sweetest, most awesome non-cycling based Ikoria draft deck here, and we'll play one more before we hop off the air. have one more game here, then we'll hop off the air. Extra long stream tomorrow, or a stream with a break tomorrow. Remember, those watching on YouTube and those live tomorrow, I'm doing a fun 3 p.m. Pacific Tuesday draft with, I gotta get that list again, but it's like Mike Sigrist, it's Kenji, it's Lord Tupperware. Oh, we can keep this. Huge lineup of great talent. Okay, it's Going Optimal, Just Lola Man, Mike Sigrist, Lord Tupperware, The Ham TV, Deathsea, Voxy, and Numot. All playing tomorrow afternoon Pacific time, so come join me for that. Oh, sorry, wrong scene for you. Appreciate that. I mean, I'm pretty egotistical to be streaming to begin with, but I do not need to be in soapbox mode while playing. 3 p.m. Pacific. There's text chat if you're battling a friend, yes. That's pretty sweet. I love Great Horn mutated onto a 2-drop. That's one of my favorite plays of the base green mutate deck. Maybe my favorite one. Mark is... I don't know. Mark has said in the past that standard formats are designed for sealed and not for draft because that's what the pre-release is. Do you think that's a mistake? You'd have to show me the exact quote. I'm getting in trouble taking something Mark has said without full details from him. But I'll say that I don't know exactly what he said, but I can tell you what is true about my time in R&D. And that is that the initial focus of limited testing of a set was for sealed, but not because it was the pre-release format, but because it's the non-self-correcting format. It had nothing to do with pre-release; it had to do with self-correction. And then draft was done last. But the idea that we didn't test draft is also silly. But again, I'm not saying Mark said this. Somebody else is saying Mark said this. One of the cool things I got to do... Okay, I'm going to just send in, because if we do get to Deadeye here on the untapped Porky Parrot, I'm fine with that. Maybe they go for block and kill. But we need a dead parrot. Anyway, so while Mark is correct about the initial limited design being all about sealed, I have never heard it said that it's because of what the because it's what the pre-release format is. I've always heard it said it's because sealed is not self-correcting. It's like the lesson from Zendikar. Anybody who played back in original Zendikar and did sealed, you went to the land box at your local store and there was no swamps and maybe a couple of mountains left, and then all the other 3 colors. All right, ram through is going to help again. But let's see. Oh, harvester can't mutate onto there. Let's go coil bug ram through, and then we can harvester. What else we have? We also have humble naturalist ram through, and that would set up possibly even if we draw a land, we could go coil bug harvest onto it. But I think just ram through here, and that's an instant. So I'm just going to play coil bug and pass actually. Maybe we don't want them to untap. They only have one card left, though. I'm going to risk it. Might be able to get to ram through the Kahira instead. Can WotC playtest entirely on digital? Certainly one of the things I wanted to move towards when I got there was a world in which you could test digitally. And it was also, it's part of the long-term goals with the company in general, I think, but they were not really close to that when I got there. Okay, well, we're going to try ram through Eat Fertilid here. Might even go ahead and trade this here and eat this here. It puts us off a turn from the Harvester, but we can... This feels real good to me. Coil bug. I want to get this going. I'm gonna... Except, man, we can't... There's nothing much I can do here to coil bug Harvester next turn unless I'm willing to use a corpse churn right now. Which I think I actually am. I'm going to corpse churn a bug down so that we can harvest next turn. With them down to one card, it's worth it. I think it's worth it. And we can even do... Ooh. Oh, but I kept the wrong mana. That's all right. We didn't have 2 black, so there was no way to do it to get this Grim Dancer back for that. But I'm going to do Boot Nipper. Since we can cast that this turn. Give it lifelink and try to mutate onto it next turn. All right, well... well. Bad for us, because they are going to get in for 6. Now I wish this was on Death Touch, of course, but I didn't know this was going to be their last card. I don't know what to do besides mutate this, though. I guess we could just hard cast it and then look to double block. Maybe I need to do that, actually. Yeah, I changed my mind. I'm going to hard cast and try and double block. I mean, we can't beat this if it starts connecting, so we got to hope that this double block trick even works. Why not Death Touch on the play? I'm not sure what you're talking about exactly, but on a board in which they had 1 card in hand and a Tigerilla, Nipper turning into a 4/6 lifelink with a dead Tigerilla seemed thumbs up to me. Yeah, we got to try and take this offer. Whoa. Now I'm going to bring back a coil bug and try and block with it. Oh, except I let it auto-tap me. My bad. Still a double block that works, though, so I'm going to keep it. All right, how about we try this? This is game winning if they don't find some action, right? Because we're going to attack for 15 here. It stays frozen for next turn and another 15. But this is a good way to find some action, so let's see if they get there. If it's a land, we win. If it's a spell, maybe they flow into some other spells. Doing it. Well, hello, friend. Sure, let's start here. Maybe we'll find something to not make this a trade. No such luck. But I think we do offer Archie for those two. And we can send the Naturalist because if they want to do anything to block the Naturalist, we're happy with that. Because then they're just chumping the Archie. And it does present technical lethal to get them... Oh, no, I guess it doesn't. Never mind. Gets them to... Threatens down to 1. Okay, they're going to do it that way. That's fine. I'm in. I understand, though. I mean, with this, if they just can miss a land, they're very likely to have what they need to put up a defense. But we'll do this. 15 to 16 is the deck health. Boo earns. Now we're going to have to deck them. Coil bugs blocking forever. Oh no! There goes Tokyo! Still gonna try and get him. Oh, Blood Curdle is a big help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We cannot Blood Curdle and bring Coil Bug back, so I'm just gonna sit tight on the Curdle here. I think if you have a forced block but could leave things such that by the rules you can't block, you can leave them that way. It can't make you double block. It can only make you block the one thing. That's how I think that works anyway. It does force the double block at Elgar? That seems weird to me. Yeah, let's... We don't even need to destroy it yet. I'm gonna wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we can bring Coilbug back and Curdle. But we can also just cast the one we've got and Curdle. I think I cast the one we've got and decide later if we want to Curdle or not. Probably need to Curdle, though. Then we can have a double block on the Tigerilla, even. You can take one from the Tiger, kill the Piercer. Oh yeah, I could have just done the second cast, too. Given that my win condition is them milling, I'm going to let this happen and then Curdle the Flyer. We got this, Fiddles. We only have 2 cards left. They can't play anything else this game now. I think we got it. And I think maybe even want to block here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We take 10. Nah, that's too much. I guess we need a draw here. That's a draw. You all right with that draw? Karuga. Or we could do Unbreakable Bond on Blitz Leech to kill something, potentially. But this doesn't draw 2, so they have, if they just don't play anything, they do get 2 more attacks. So we can't just expect that if we win this turn, we're fine. We'll take this as a mutate target. Yeah, lifelink is the key here. They could cast a spell if they win the game this turn, but they can't cast a spell if they don't win this turn. I think, unless we're dead on this spell, we got it, right? Yeah! And we'll ram through anyway. Oh, and it forces the draw, sure. I was thinking it wouldn't do that, but yeah. That was a good one. Funny way to go. Funny way to finish it, but GG, GG. Wasn't that more fun than playing against cycling? I mean, that's the thing. That's the big sadness of the power of the cycling deck is how miserable it is to play against. It's just not fun to lose to. That was Fenner. That was fun, Fenner. Song is good. I think it has a home. I think that was powerful. We had a pretty fun stream today. We went 2-1, beat a bad cycling deck and lost to a good one, and then beat the one in between. So I'm gonna let's see. Let's say goodbye to YouTube first, and then I'll say farewell to everybody else. Thanks for hanging out for the show today, YouTube friends. We'll catch you live sometime. I hope. Come join us. and a special draft event against lots of heavy hitters on Tuesday. It'll probably be up as a draft video, though, on Wednesday, so look out for that. Bye, YouTube.